the majority of entrepreneurs that start actually go under. 5 out of 7 entrepreneurs will go under in the first year. Selebogo, if we want to make the next Uber, the next Google, where should government be putting their money?
You should look on the ground. There's a lot happening.
Zanele, are you seeing an opening up of information, that information wants to be free, that we're sharing more, the shareable economy as they call it?
Well, I think in South Africa it's a little bit different because we're still very contracted. South Africa is very risk averse. We see that from the GEM report.
A comment from C4U. He says, how can we link career guidance in schools to ensure that our learners are well trained? So I just want to bounce off that. So this sounds like it's more of a culture, the sharing.
And it's not really about creativity, it's about being innovative, it's about surviving. So how do you use what you've got to really build a new earth, a new reality?
Zanele just mentioned 2 very creative businesses. If you look at Airbnb and Uber, Airbnb don't own any rooms, but they're probably one of the biggest hotel groups in the world now. Uber don't own any taxis, and they are now one of the most prominent, especially in the news, transport industries that are around. Selebogo, none of those guys invented anything new. I mean, if we look at Uber, the phone was always around, the taxi was around. They took 2 services and combined it into one. It seems that creativity doesn't necessarily mean inventing a new product, does it?
No, very true. It's about connecting the dots, and she put it well.
I'm sure many of our viewers are wondering, though, it's all about the money, about the dim-dum-diddy-dum. And it seems it's no longer about the money, because if we look at the banks, they're somewhat quivering in their boots. We no longer have to go to the banks for capital. We've got something called crowdfunding.
That you are short-circuiting the entrepreneurial process by saying, I've got an idea, it's solutioning for a need that exists, can you help me fund it?
If we are going to crowdfund, there's lots of people that are offering similar services. So it then becomes a question of why. Why do I invest in you? And then that becomes a question of trust. Do I trust you with my money? So they say you have to have a 15-second elevator pitch. Essentially, if you're sitting in an elevator with a CEO, you've got to be able to get your idea across in 15 seconds. Are you seeing South African entrepreneurs encompass that sort of presentation ability?
I think the biggest challenge that we have, just based on my experience as I travel a lot, is communication skills is a big thing. I mean,
From online, we'll join you next time for #eNCAlive. Make sure you're watching the documentary tomorrow, Wednesday, the 15th. It's on at 9:30 p.m. only on eNCA.